Luzzi Abraham, a person who decided to campaign in a new way that has by then made him popular, was taught and destroyed by a fellow candidate of Kampala Central. This was when they were, I think, having a talk show on NTV, and Luzzi was taken to the classroom. In fact, here's a tape.
You see, since we are doing Luzzi a very big favor by asking him to stand for MP, maybe he should stop standing and give us a break to understand that we know the affairs, we know the roles of an MP. Okay. Listen, just hold on, colleague, because you are giving your submission and I, with all due respect, listen to you. I think you are totally oblivious of the roles of an MP. Otherwise, why do we have a parliament and why are there MPs? You really need to educate yourself around Article 5 of the framework of which KCCA was created. You also need to educate yourself with Article 78, subsection 3, which outlines the duties. Oh, please just hold on, comrade. That's what I'm saying. We can turn this into a shouting match if you want, but if we give each other respect, then maybe we shall try. You might leave this place better educated. What I'm trying to tell you is, you cannot come here and say that there is no role for an MP. You also live in a country where you also know that executive power is supreme in this land. I don't understand what you mean by saying that the parliament is there to supervise the executive. I think some of the things you say are really outlandish, and you need to just take a bit of a moment to listen to yourself when you're saying them. There are so many things we can do to make this country better. Now let me start with his biggest contention point of handouts and helping people and doing all these things. Yes, it is true, and I side with him that that is not the work of an MP. But let's also face the facts. We live in a country that is poor. It's a third world country where people are struggling. People like Luzzi have never seen real people who struggle. I don't think he has ever stepped in a place called Chifumbira, Chivinika, down that side down in Kamocha in the ghetto, where we come from, where our people come from, the people that we respect, the people who vote for us, the people who we live with. These are our brothers and sisters, our parents, and etc. So he does not have the empathy to associate with their pains and troubles. Now, the position of an MP is, unfortunately, in this country, a privileged position. If you are in a privileged position and you can see the community that you represent, is struggling, why wouldn't you try and help out? It's not a question. You see, I think he comes from a very selfish background where he feels like what is his is just entitled to him. There's nothing wrong with being an MP and then helping out and giving handouts. It is not mandatory, but it is also within your favor. And besides, you have seen that a precedent has been set.
That is Luzzi Abraham. The things which were said by a fellow candidate, they are right. Coming out to say that you cannot help, it shows the selfish background you come from. Of course, I know he's using it as a way of campaigning. In fact, those who invent are the ones who normally successful, if they are real. But when I look into Luzzi, is not real, most especially as a person who is seeking for change. Trust me, Luzzi is now an household name on the way how he campaigns, most especially when politicians kneel down for voters. For him, he came out with a different thing of telling the voters that they need him, not him needing them. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about how Luzzi is using this to confuse people, most especially those who are seeking change, but also show you the side he is on, because it normally comes out that to say that he's independent, but we all know where he falls. But most importantly, the certain materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to notify you to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. As an MP for Mityana, I think, municipality. One of the things that made him popular to come out and abuse everyone who ate his money. In fact, for me, that only shows how stupid and how, stupidity is a very big thing, but how Luzzi used that as leverage to earn him popularity. First of all, I think the people of Mityana did the right thing. This politician, you don't vote for someone because he has given you money or because he has bought for you the assignment for your church. vote for him because he can do the duties of a member of parliament. So when Luzzi first came out to say that the Mityana people never voted for him and yet he spent a lot of money, the Mityana people were correct. Maybe they never saw what they wanted in a member of parliament in Luzzi. And now he's in Kampala Central, changing tone that he's not going to give out any money. By the way, I concur with him. One of the reasons why our politics were destroyed, it was because it was monetized by the NRM regime. Because after NRM regime monetizing elections, it has a leverage, okay? Because it has state money. I concur with him. But coming out to say that he doesn't need to help, that comes from a selfish background. But of course, I think Luzzi was also brought into politics, used by the regime, because dictators normally use people like Luzzi to confuse and sanitize elections on how even a person who never campaigned can make wonders. History shows us that he's a regime mole. In fact, in the video I'm going to show you, he was once with Balaam. In fact, here's a tape.
Nefujo kati zengenda kukwasa sente zikuma akalukani kamuzei tekako ba agenti tonya bakolo kamuzei sente kako kakuwate ngakwasiza gendo okole sagala muzanyo ate nabe mkono tujja mkono municipality enchanzi ja wamu lero tukagera kamuzei go and protect muzei's vote
sebo ne yanziza ko jawange Balamu algahare baze wata ne yanza no man president yazo kumakalulu sene ira zikozesa bulungi temuzirya simu yala kusente sija kukozesa bulungi zigena ko kumakalulu kamuzei n'akaffe kalutuka ina banamityana ate ne byosubiza nti pate makeke nawo nabana abakozi ogenda kubakola
ku stage ogunene kuli okusemba okuba ogunene
Nibasembo kazonga dene ebirala byonna n'abawala abazinyi embeerera abatalabanga ku musajja ate mubakwata kumwe abefujjo saasajja kabaka awangaala nnyo ssebo
n'abagereka
amasole mutumidde nnyo ama Uganda ssebo neyanza.
That is Balaam, the current minister of youth, when he was giving Luzzi money. Even currently, he has come out to say that Genome 7 is going to win this election. Of course, if you come out to say that you are projecting a win.
Abagala mukomewo mulize nga balangirira mwami Luzzi tutambule. Nye mwami Museveni bagenda mulangirira ku. I'm telling you. Asobola bu just small centers ABC.
Nekyagula nga mutaddeko amaanyi mangi.
Kakati nze nabagamba mwami Kyagulanyi simuwalana.
Naye mutaddeko amaanyi mangi.
Kubuka munange.
Nandala naye ataddewo amaanyi.
Obukulembeze bonna abeesimbyewo. Mwami Kyagulanyi alina amaanyi luli naye yaluzinga message. And ridiculing the personality of the president n'abakulembeze abalala. Ekyo kikusalako abantu. Kyoba ati yankonvinsinga nganze n'abantu abalala. Mwami Nandala Mafabi nzingambo bwe biyita bamubyaki. Is a very wise man. Alina kujja n'egatta ne mwami Museveni ne bakola batambuze eggwanga. Ave mu ebyo. Si muntu agenda kubeera president. Simanyi okunyonga alina kyabala kirala naye is a very intelligent man. I don't think he's excited. Jali badajja ne bakola ni tutambuza ggwanga mu maaso. Bave mu bino ebyoku bitayamba. Nze kyendowooza. It's a very, very, in fact I admire him a lot.
Which is free and fair, yet we are in a revolution. I keep on telling people that this election period is not just for votes. It's about the liberation. Liberating our country from the 40-year rule. Liberating our country from the regime which came to power, promising us earth and heaven. It has delivered nothing. Liberating ourselves from a regime that stood against abductions, forced disappearances, human rights abuses, and now it is doing the same. Time has come when we have to wake up in our blankets to fight for our freedoms. People like Luzzi are confusion mongering, and unfortunately our media even gives him more space than even crucial things. That's how politics is played. Because media can shape a narrative. It's the reason why us, most especially who bring out issues on social media, we come out and try to reshape a narrative that is being shaped by those in government. Of course, this man Pina remains yours truly, Mr. Makindi. Kabir Sulaiman Mawagoli. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.